welcome to Delve into the Void. I'm Lacey.
And I'm Chelsea.
And this week we have a special episode. We're in the Art Center of Battle Creek right now, and they're running a special Star Wars exhibit.
Yep, every year they do different themes. Well, this year they decided to do Star Wars. There's lots of paintings, toys, figures, all kinds of things that you can think of. And we've even got a couple collectors here that we're hoping to catch. We don't know yet if we'll be able to, but I mean, it's pretty fascinating. We talked to them a little bit, and they're big fans, so it's really awesome.
Yeah, so are you ready to head on in?
I am. Let's go to a gallery far away. Hey there. Our tour begins in the art concept section. Ralph McQuarrie did all of these actually on this whole wall behind us, and over here as well, and then on this side. And he did an awesome job. I think that it really hasn't. This is the first ones, I believe, right here. And other than that, I think that it's barely been altered. Yeah. I mean, just a few alterations that changed throughout
I've learned a lot
years.
Reading about, there's some things, descriptions under here. For instance, I just thought this was really, really cool. I looked at that one. There's a movie called Metropolis that I saw a long time ago. And I looked at that robot and I thought that looks an awful lot like the one from Metropolis. And I read the description, and sure enough, he originally created it to kind of resemble the one from Metropolis.
It's very
feminine
looking. That's what I remember. And I remember asking you about that because I was like, it looks very different, you know? Yeah, smoother features, definitely.
And you have to have a bulkier feel for the robot if you're gonna have actually somebody walking around in it. So that's why they ended up making it a lot bigger with bigger joints and things like that. Yeah. And then what's even funnier to me is R2-D2 up there. He was originally supposed to be like a tripod, which he kind of is, but he was originally supposed to move around like he's on a crutches, so he's kind of supposed to swing forward like this and go around.
Which you can actually kind of see in the picture too, the way it's drawn.
But they couldn't do that. They couldn't get the mechanics of it back then, so they ended up just having him roll across the floor like he's seen in the movies. This one has always been one of my favorites. I saw this a long time ago. I always wondered why Darth Vader was fighting this guy, and I didn't know who he was, and I just found out that that's actually Luke, and he has this breathing mechanism on him right now because something happened in the ship where he can't breathe right now. So I thought that was pretty neat.
These illustrations are just amazing. I can't believe just how well done that they are. And I mean, Lucas used pretty much all of his concepts, McQuarrie's concepts, in settings. I mean, it's remarkable. He didn't really go far from what he illustrated, and I think that he did a really good job.
Yeah.
I think he created, C-3PO and R2-D2 and Chewbacca, just so many characters, and then the settings. And I think it's just, he stuck with the right thing, and he had the right illustrator, that's for sure. We've kind of migrated over to the action figure and toy section, and we've come across one of the collectors, Josh, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, now what here is yours?
It's a various mix of mine. I'd say just offhand, maybe 50% is the stuff. Maybe that's It's just approximate. We didn't really count at all.
Okay.
We didn't bother, and it's sadly to say not all of my Star Wars stuff. There's still a disturbing amount of Star Wars stuff at home. But
really? There's not enough room for the stuff?
No, just a few empty spaces where it was on display.
Okay.
So I collect action figures in general. Mm-hmm. I don't just do Star Wars. It's Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Transformers, G.I. Joe.
You've been a big Star Wars fan, obviously. Mm-hmm. So you've collected this ever since you were a kid?
Pretty much, yeah. My mom actually had some figures before I was even born, since, the first movies came out before I was born, so I had some of the old ones growing up, and then I got to experience the big revival in the 90s when they came back out again, so that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And I've gotten to see how the action figures change and go from just being a straight log to standing there.
You can actually put them in poses, right?
Articulation. Oh, yeah. So I'm dying to know, what's your favorite figure?
It ends up being a lot of the kind of expanded universe stuff. Okay. Some of the things where it's not, I think it's a bit easier for them to capture a likeness when it's not based on an actor.
Right.
Some of those end up looking a little off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I don't think I have a single favorite of Star Wars. But there are a lot of ones I'm proud of.
It's like children. You can't decide which one's your favorite, right?
Yeah.
Do you prefer the older ones to the newer ones, or vice versa, or you just don't have a preference really? You like both?
I think once you get them all together, you really see the kind of the totality of it. So you can't really favor one over the other, and they always produce something different. And
Right.
there are ones in the old figures they haven't reproduced yet, so where collectors are still kind of waiting for that.
Right. Okay.
So-
And did you like the newer movies, or are you a bigger fan of the older ones? Just curious.
The older ones for sure. The newer ones weren't bad, but they don't stack up.
know.
Yeah.
What you thought? Okay.
Controversial, Chelsea.
Right. I like to get a little controversy in there.
Right.
Well, you want to hear both sides. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, I've just heard mixed reviews about some of the movies compared to the other movies, so it's good to know, especially from a big collector.
Yeah.
What your feelings on that was. It's okay to be honest. So I just was curious.
And the newer generation probably are really into the newer Star Wars because they have the Clone Wars cartoon to refer to and things like that. So
There you go. And actually, like some of the comic books and the shows introduce some of the cool characters that we have kind of
Right.
popping up in some of the action figures. There's, like Ventress and Ayla. Yeah, I mean, George Lucas was pretty much impressed with what he'd seen with these characters, and so that's why he kind of threw Ayla into the movie. She wasn't in it much, I'm guessing, right?
She was in it a
it's been
little
while since I've
tiny
seen
bit,
it, but
yeah.
which is kind of crappy because I thought she was an awesome character.
this is probably my favorite part here because I came across this early bird set and I heard the history of it, and I'm just so thrilled that they actually have it here. So Josh is going to explain the story for me a little bit. So put you on the spot here. Go ahead and talk about the early bird set.
So one of the problems with making action figures based on movies or a TV show or something is to make sure that the action figures actually get out when the movie comes out. And one of the problems I had back in 1977 when A New Hope came out was that when the movie came out, the action figures were still in development. So kids could go out and they could get basically a certificate for what was basically an empty box. And it said that, hey, at a certain date, we'll send you your action figures and you can put them on this wonderful, nice stand. And it showed them all pictures of what all the figures were going to look like. And they didn't get any of them. And this was laughed about in the media. It kind of made a mockery of. And the figures eventually came out and the toy line became a huge success. And so nowadays, the early bird kit is one of the hardest to find collectibles of Star Wars. And we're lucky enough to have most of it complete. From one of our collectors, Kurt Thornton, who lives in town, he kept it basically all complete. I think maybe missing like one little foot peg.
I see one for the Jawa.
Yeah, but that looks like it wasn't even punched out. So
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible. And there are some incredible prices that things can go for when it
I
comes
can't
to Star
imagine
Wars.
a piece of cardboard and little pegs that goes for as much as it's going on eBay. And
yeah.
it just cracks me up. I just imagine these little kids being excited and tearing open these boxes and where's the toys at? And these things probably got thrown in the burning barrel right away, I bet.
Well, I found it funny that, Kenner had signed on for this, but they didn't think it was going to be a big hit. They just wanted to make a modest, toy line that was, Star Wars based, like space, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like aliens and space and everything like that.
Sci-fi, right.
Sci-fi, thank you. That's what I was looking for. And they didn't expect that it was going to be a big hit or anything. Well, it turned out to be, and they were not ready for that. So, I mean, that's how it all happened. And I mean, it kind of turned out to be a disaster a little bit. A lot of ticked off people, I'm sure. But it just was a funny story, I thought. That's how it happened, I mean, don't sign into something that you're not prepared for. But that's what happens. Lesson learned, right? We're standing behind the 93 character vintage toy line. Okay, we got all these figures, and I was just talking to Lacey about how we actually have some of these, right? We
I
grew
was
up with some
so
of these.
geeked to see these. I can't believe they have all of them, and they're in perfect condition.
They are.
I'm freaking out, Chelsea.
I can't believe it because you were talking about how some of ours is scratched off. Like
My Sidious's nose is gone. Yeah.
yeah, and
Sorry. It just they wear down after a while. I mean, but these they look like they've never been touched. I
Well, that
mean,
plus-
fresh out of the package.
They have their little guns and their staffs and
Yes.
their sabers. I mean, most of our toys.
Capes. I mean, that's a big one. Those things,
yeah,
you lose
capes.
those, especially look at
I
Darth
don't think we
Vader.
had any of the capes in ours.
Darth
right?
Vader looks fabulous in this line, doesn't he?
Fabuloso, and Leia with her
Yeah.
straight back and everything. But yeah, it's just amazing how, I mean, especially these little tiny guns are so easy to lose.
Yeah, I don't have any of the guns, the staffs. I don't have any of that stuff anymore. It just, they fell between couches, got swept up in the sweeper, things like that.
But when you're a collector, you're dedicated.
Yes.
That is for sure. Me, someone who loves you. Oh, Han, I miss you so much. What has happened to you? Your face looks really weird, though. You should work on that. But your hands, look how big these hands are. I miss you, Han. You're so beautiful.
Right now, we're actually admiring this kimono that inspired a lot of the beautiful dresses that were in episode 1.
Yeah, a lot of Amidala's clothing and dresses was inspired by Mongolian royalty garbs. So I thought that was really interesting. And this is a kimono that was actually purchased at a yard sale or garage sale from what we were told, which is amazing. It's interesting what you can find at garage sales. Just never turn them down because you never know what you can find.
There's a lot of intricate details in this dress.
It's beautiful. It really is, and it looks very heavy. I can't imagine, I mean, what she had to wear, plus the headdress and everything, how heavy that probably was, and pretty hot as well as the makeup on her face. And, you know, her face was all painted up all the time. So, I mean, it's beautiful, though. It really is. They put a lot of work into her garments. I think one dress took, was it 8 weeks, I believe?
to design for Amidala.
To design, her throne room dress or something. It was a long time that, they designed putting all that detail and intricate work into it. So it's really amazing. We just had to stop at this area and kind of admire,
Right.
all these things.
Well, I imagine if Amidala was a real person and she had to get dressed like this every day, it'd probably take 5-10 hours or more just to get dressed every single day.
When you have servants, though, it takes a lot less time.
It's a lot quicker.
Well, maids and all that, because I mean,
Right.
she definitely probably had servants that did her hair and put all that stuff in. I've seen all those movies, those old school, royal movies or whatever. I don't know. So that's what I'm guessing, but it still
Right.
would take a long time, though.
Speaking of amount of time getting dressed, how long did it take you to get dressed?
Definitely not as long as it would take her. I mean, this is just pretty much a slip dress. So,
I'm disappointed. I thought you were going to do your hair up in buns today.
like Leia.
Maybe do the peacock thing
Or the
like Amidala's got
Amidala
going on
thing.
over there.
I can't even do my hair
No?
on a regular day. I can't even do anything
Yeah.
with it. So, it takes me about an hour though,
Right.
because
We
everything
should talk
else.
about your dress real quick. Since
Actually, this
since
is
it
your
took you
dress.
about 5 hours to get
This is-
dressed in my dress that you
This
stole
is
from
her
me.
dress. You told me to wear it.
No,
so
no,
I
I'm
did
pretty
not
sure you
steal
just
it.
snuck in and stole my clothing.
And this was from Hot Topic, correct?
Yes.
And it's the Japanese. It's got the Japanese letters
Yes.
on it, and the poster version, but the Japanese poster version, which is pretty cool. And you also have Star Wars. You have a Star Wars shirt and a belt, actually, which you can't see. Let me flash for you.
Flash my belt. I don't know if you can get a shot of that, but there you go. Bam.
All the characters on there. I mean, that's pretty cool
This
right
is,
there.
This is me going all out. My 2 minutes of preparation.
I know. Here I am putting this dress on and working an hour to look good, and you take 5 minutes
I
to
crawl
put
into bed,
jeans
put
and
my jeans and belt
and
on.
your
I'm
hair
good
pretty
to
much
go.
does itself. Must
Yep.
be nice.
I just kind of go like this every morning, and my hair falls in place.
Must be nice.
Okay, I just want to say I'm really jealous because Miles here has never seen Star Wars, and he's gonna see it for the first time this year, and I wish I could be in his shoes because how exciting is that?
Exciting, isn't it, buddy? Are you excited? Can you say yes?
Yes.
Little shy, huh?
And I've heard he knows a ton about Star Wars already without even seeing any of it.
What's her name?
Um,
In there?
Asajj Ventress.
Wow, he knows
good.
both names,
Yes,
first
he does.
and last. Wow.
pretty good.
What about him? Do you know him up there?
General Grievous.
Good job. You're good.
I know his name, Jar Jar Binks.
Yep.
That's a funny name.
It is a funny name. Did you know that George Lucas's son actually made that name?
I know his
Oh.
name too, Darth Vader.
Good job. Yeah. You're good.
That's by me.
And you're Oz.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. And
Okay.
I grew up. I was 6 years old when the first Star Wars movie came out in 1977, and saw it at a theater in Grayling, Michigan. We were on a camping trip, and it got rainy, and we went into town and went to see the movie, and I've been a fan ever since. And so I am of the first generation of people that was
Her name up
got to see these movies.
Yeah.
To kind of start fresh with this whole new batch of movies that are coming out that are very, that'll be different under different direction and creative team and all that kind of stuff. So it's he's like almost exactly a whole nother generation starting over. So it'll be interesting to see how he does with this.
Are you gonna have him watch the Clone Wars, the TV series as well?
Probably. I haven't. That's the part that I haven't seen that much of. For some reason I haven't ever. I don't know why.
Watch Attack of the Clones.
Yes, you can watch Attack of the Clones.
It's really good.
Yeah, those things I haven't seen. I've seen all the movies and everything, but the cartoons I've never really gotten into. So we've stumbled upon them occasionally on TV, but haven't really seen too much
We
of
were
those.
talking about the order that you're going to start. So you think you're going to start the
Yeah, I will start where what I call number one.
Yes.
I would just like to go how they were released, not
Yes.
necessarily how they're supposed to work as a storyline.
So it's starting all over again. You started to see it when you were 6, and then
Yes.
he's going to start at 6, and you're going to start at the same movie.
Pretty much.
I think
yes.
that's pretty neat.
Yep. So we're very excited about it. So we might go a little quicker. I might not wait 2 years and or anything. But
That big giant ship's called.
of course you know what that is.
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And Miles, you said that your favorite character is Yoda, right?
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Hey.
He's a very wise
All right, well,
character.
thank you for talking with us today.
No problem.
So we're pretty much at the end of the exhibit, and behind us is just a huge collection of just random, really random
Really
stuff.
cool
I mean,
stuff.
we've got pizza boxes, Burger King crowns, and bags.
Star
It's
Wars got
crazy.
some great merchandising going on.
It really
Different people.
does. You would see it everywhere.
Yes.
Gift bags. We've got this large R2D2 like Pepsi
Yeah.
container, which our mom actually has one that she found
And guess
from the yard sale.
what it's filled up with? Not Pepsi, it's filled up with Star Wars toys.
Star Wars toys. It's filled to the rim.
So I would suggest come on down to the Battle Creek Art Center before they
Yes.
close. I think it's the end of October is when they close. So
Yep, and there is so much more to see. I mean, we've just shown snippets
Yeah.
and little pieces of what they have to show you. I mean, there's a lot more to this than what you actually see from this video. So you got to come and believe it. I mean,
come and see it.
yeah, we couldn't believe
miss
when we
out.
came here. I couldn't believe how much stuff there was. And this is from local collectors. So you got to make sure to come down here and see the rest of it because you'll be amazed by it.
All right. See you next time.
I should say, I love you, hon. I was waiting for you to go, I know.
I know.